Good morning, B-Town. Welcome back to the Breakfast Club. I'm Lydia Knoll.
And I'm Gabrielle Valenson. Grab your cup of coffee and join us for all the latest on all things Bloomington.
Don't miss our updates on campus news, sports culture, entertainment, and our newest segment, Avery's A-List.
Plus, in honor of the Indiana University Dance Marathon having taken place this past weekend, we thought it would be best to invite a brave, inspirational guest into our studio this morning. He will be telling us his story and what it is like to be a cancer survivor. Stay tuned, Hoosiers. You won't want to miss it.
In sports this weekend, basketball had a very busy weekend with their official season opener on Friday and another game on Sunday. Along with the two games came some exciting news for the future classes of IU basketball. In the recruiting world, Coach Archie Miller has been putting in work. Rumors of his impressive recruiting skills have proved to be true as the team secured not one, not two, but 4 commits this past week on Indiana's signing day. The new additions include 4-star point guard Rob Finnessy from McCutcheon, Indiana, 4-star forward Demezi Anderson from South Bend, Indiana, 4-star forward Jerome Hunter out of Ohio, and 3-star forward Jake Forrester from Pennsylvania. The 4 signees create a top 15 incoming class for Indiana. Other large recruits that we're still waiting to hear from include the nation's #1 guard of the 2018 class, Romeo Langford, as well as 5-star and national top 10 prospect Darius Garland, who will announce his final decision on Wednesday. You can look for these players' final decisions on Twitter at IndianaMBB. Basketball season is an exciting time of the year, but let's not forget that it's also IUDM season.
Yes, and we have more on that later on in the show. But it's getting to that time of year again where the homework seems endless and Thanksgiving break could not seem further away. Feeling stressed? Well, there is a place for you to go if you are feeling a little burnt out. CAPS is hosting a stress management workshop today from 4 to 5 p.m. at Wells Library in the East Tower. The workshop will focus on skills you can learn to take care of your body and manage your stress properly. On a lighter note, IU's central heating plant will turn greenhouse gases into algae starting at the end of May 2018. Already providing heat for IU's buildings and water, IU Central Heating Plant will collect green fertilizer from the building. And lastly, the City of Bloomington recently revealed its participation in Pledges of Allegiance, a national public art collaboration. This collab is a New York-based public arts nonprofit called Creative Time. The City of Bloomington released a statement on November 7th describing the project, which is made up of a series of 16 flags, each made by an acclaimed artist. The City of Bloomington is hosting the 6th flag in the series titled Imagine Peace by multimedia artist Yoko Ono. You can go see the flag at Seminary Park, City Hall, and Rose Hill Cemetery.
This past Saturday was Veterans Day, a day where we take time and say thank you to those that have served in the military. And when they leave their service, some move on to other jobs, such as becoming business owners.
And up in Indy, one veteran business owner has challenged the beverage industry with his company, Hotel Tango Whiskey.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. These are the start to the NATO phonetic alphabet, a system utilized by the armed forces that associates a word to the letter that it starts with. But up in Indianapolis, one Marine veteran has repurposed it for a different business venture.
So we name everything according to the military phonetic alphabet. Our owner is Travis Barnes, so his name is the T for Tango, and his wife is Hillary. Her name is the H for Hotel. You'll notice the same naming scheme in all of our spirits, so it's Bravo Bourbon, it's Lima Charlie Limoncello, it's Romeo Rum, Gulf Gin. We have fun with that.
Located up in Indianapolis on Virginia Avenue, Hotel Tango is different from most artisan shops in the area.
Hotel Tango Artisan Distillery is the nation's first disabled combat veteran-owned distillery, as well as the first artisan distillery in Indianapolis since Prohibition. So we make all of our own spirits. The distillery, and you'll hear a lot of people say this, is an experience. You walk in and there's the giant stone fireplace, which this time of year is roaring all the time. We have couches to sit down by them. The couches are a hot commodity. You have to really get here at the right time to get a seat on the couch. And our bartenders are just excellently creative people. I mean, our cocktail menus, you can find something completely weird, like the turmeric and Morty that I'm drinking, or you can find something nice and familiar, like an old fashioned or a hot rum cider. Our cocktail menu changes seasonally, so we just keep things fresh.
If you want to know more about Hotel Tango, be sure to check out their website at www.hoteltangowhiskey.com.
And you can find them across all social media platforms as well.
It is now time for everyone's favorite segment, our unnecessary updates of the day.
That's right, and as you can see, we have our Avery Pierce here with us again today from our newest segment, Avery's A-List.
Yes, so he usually disagrees with, everything I say. That's okay.
It's true. It's very true.
We still love having you, Aves. So, Lyd, first update.
Yeah,
Tell us.
First update. Taylor Swift's Reputation album leaked 12 hours early, but it has received its backlash, I'll say the least. I haven't listened to the whole thing through yet. Gabby, I know you have your favorite song. What is it? Share with everyone.
Gorgeous. I was just singing it before we started filming. Avery, what are your thoughts on have you heard some of the songs?
I haven't listened to it. I'm not going to listen to it. I have no desire to listen to a Taylor Swift album.
I feel like you're not a Taylor Swift fan in general.
Not really, no. Not really.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's fine. Well, it's exciting. That's coming out. She has had so many albums.
I couldn't even tell you how many. This is a lot.
This is crazy. Okay, something else, little interesting. There are reports that Big Little Lies Season 2 production will begin in spring of 2018. First off, have you guys seen Big Little Lies? Have you heard about it?
I have not seen it.
I saw the first season. I'm surprised. I remember the director saying explicitly they're not doing a Season 2.
Well, yeah, I did hear that too. But what they were saying was they want to make it like an American Horror Story thing where they have the same cast, but they're different characters.
Yeah.
And it's set in a different area. So this was, it was in Monterey, California, which, how beautiful was that scenery? It was stunning. You would like the show. It's a mystery. It wraps up really well. You have Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman,
love
Shailene
both of them.
Woodley.
Great.
They were so great. Yeah. I really liked it.
Well, good.
So that's exciting.
Anyways, in other news, CMAs also took place this past week, where Niall Horan performs at the CMAs with Maren Morris. They are actually headed out on tour coming up, but they performed their new single, Seen Blind, for the first time to a live audience, which they did phenomenal. It was incredible. Did you see the performance?
I did. I think Niall is, the fact, he's, doing all sorts of genres of music.
Yes, comes from One Direction and now is trying to break into the country, I guess, industry.
As a British singer. That's very strange.
Yeah, Irish. But yeah.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Oh, well.
Close enough.
But yeah, I think, how do you feel about Niall?
I watched the CMAs live, and I thought he was surprisingly good for an Irishman.
That's exactly what I thought, too. I was like, wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, definitely. And then fourth unnecessary update. Modern Family's Sarah Hyland and Bachelor in Paradise's Wells Adams met through social media. They're basically, they just made their whole relationship public. Why are you laughing?
Nothing.
Tell me. I think it's, basically we're talking about why, how social media can have a big influence on couples.
It's just so strange.
What, the couple?
It's just so strange. Like, oh, I saw him on Bachelor in Paradise, and I thought he must be mine. What a strange story.
What a strange story.
No, it's
and then they meet through Twitter, and then all of a sudden they're dating, and it is interesting.
Yeah,
but
Sarah was saying that when he was on JoJo's season of The Bachelorette, like she was secretly hoping that, she was like live tweeting that he, to lose because she liked him. It's just, it's great, and now they're a thing. So you know what? Look, anything can happen.
That's true.
That's true.
Avery, what do you have for us? The last.
Well, in very unnecessary news, Kim Kardashian's best friend, Jonathan Shaban, is legally changing his name to Food God Shaban.
Because why not? Why
not?
Name
it's a free
yourself
country.
Food God?
You could do that.
Exactly.
Food God. Yeah. Well, have you guys seen Food God's Instagram?
No.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a lot of food, and he actually has a necklace that says Food God. So I'm not surprised that he would want to change his name legally. It's a little ridiculous, but.
Well, he said he wants to do it because he doesn't want to be known as Kim Kardashian's best friend anymore. But I look forward to tabloids reporting to him as Kim Kardashian's best friend, Food God Shaban.
Exactly. I think that title still stays there, and his name just changes.
It's a legal title.
That's mine.
Like Dame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. We'll see if that actually happens, if he goes through with it.
Yeah. Who knows?
So, thank you for joining us this week, Aves.
Of course.
Please go tell us all about your A-list.
Absolutely.
Curious to hear what you have to say.
Hollywood and the United States military don't seem to have much in common, but they've been willing partners for decades now. The Department of Defense regularly cooperates with Hollywood on projects large and small, from Lifetime's fictional Army-based set series Army Wives and CBS's naval police procedural NCIS. To Paramount Pictures' Warring Robots franchise Transformers and Sony Columbia Pictures film Battle Los Angeles. The military has allowed Universal Pictures to film on Battleship on actual Battleship Missouri and permitted real Navy SEALs to appear in the film Act of Valor. Over the decades, the relationship between Hollywood and the military has served the needs of both sides. Filmmakers gain access to equipment, locations, personnel, and information that lend the production's authenticity, while the armed forces get some measure of control over how they're portrayed. That's important not just for recruiting, but also for guiding the behavior of current troops and appealing to the U.S. taxpayers who foot the bills. Given that less than 1% of the U.S. population is currently serving in the military, entertainment, including movies, TV shows, and video games, are key to shaping the public's idea of what it means to be a soldier. Lawrence H. Swede, author of Guts and Glory, The Making of the American Military Image and Film, says that, quote, Hollywood feature films have served as the most significant medium to argue for the military. Even though the military and Hollywood have collaborated for years, doesn't mean there aren't problems in this relationship. There are constant tensions over how troops are depicted. The military brass is often uncomfortable with the defiant, cocky heroes that filmmakers and moviegoers alike tend to embrace. And rank-and-file troops have complaints from everyday details like the color of soldiers' boots to broader questions about the true character of men and women in uniform. They are based about how much access is too much, and even whether certain films might serve partisan purposes. For example, Zero Dark 30, a movie about the assassination of Osama bin Laden, would appear to be a no-brainer for the Defense Department. After all, the operation was a spectacular victory for the U.S. forces, but numerous military officials called for it to be heavily edited or canceled altogether. This is because the military was afraid the movie would cast the Army in a bad light, making them seem like rogue invaders instead of heroes. The Army was also afraid how the movie would discuss the methods used to find bin Laden, such as torture. Representative Peter King, a chairman of the House Committee of Homeland Security, even went so far as to send a letter to the CIA and Department of Defense asking for an investigation into whether the White House has granted filmmakers access to classified information for the project, intelligence that could prove useful to America's enemies. Zero Dark 30 is only emblematic of a larger debate surrounding Hollywood's relationship with the military. How much can the military intervene before it's too much? Where is the line between art and propaganda? Should Hollywood even be involved in the military at all? All these questions really don't have answers. But if Hollywood's going to continue to cooperate with the armed forces, then they need to find a line.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Valenson, co-host of the Bloomington Breakfast Club.
And I'm Bryce Reef, Creative Content Director for Indiana University Student TV. And if you enjoy the shows that we feature and want to get involved, then we've got great news for you.
IUS TV is always looking for motivated and talented individuals that want to help make the best shows possible. From sports and news to our morning and late night talk shows, we are looking for talent both in front of and behind the camera.
And if you don't have any experience, don't worry, we have professionals that will train you in gathering the skills you need to excel.
So if you ever wanted to work in the world of television, then email Bryce at breith@umail.iu.edu for getting involved with this great organization.
And please support IUS TV by subscribing to us on all social media platforms and our YouTube channel. We hope to hear from you soon, and go Hoosiers.
This past weekend, the 27th annual Indiana University Dance Marathon took place at the IU Tennis Center. It is the second largest student-run philanthropy in the world and continues to raise more money and generate more awareness for Riley Hospital for Children with each passing year.
There are more than 1,400 committee members that work year-round to fundraise and plan events for the whole weekend. 36 hours of nonstop dancing and celebrations. IU students stay awake and on their feet for the duration of the marathon in honor of the brave Riley kids who inspire all of us to live life to the fullest.
I was at the Tennis Center for my third IU Dance Marathon this past weekend and on my feet for 36 hours. I want you all to come along with me to truly one of the most inspiring events of the year and something that has shaped my college experience. Here are some of the highlights from this past weekend. Take a look.
Hello everybody, we are here at IUDM 2017. We are coming into our 14th hour, so much energy. I mean, everyone is just having such a great time. You have the morale committee teaching the line dance. You have Riley kids enjoying their day. I mean, it's just the energy in this tennis center is really, truly wonderful, so inspiring. There is still time to donate. And yeah, we're gonna take you around a little bit and show you what's going on. Let's go. We are here with all-male a cappella group, another round, who just got finished performing.
They did an amazing performance.
So great, so great. So, how are you guys? What's going on?
Doing all right. We're great. We sing at the marathon every year. It's the first show that the group ever did in 1996 when we were founded as Straight Up Chaser, and we love to come back ever since. And it's just it's a great experience and it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, definitely.
How's the experience for you guys performing at IUDM?
It was super fun. This is my first time at IUDM. I'm a 12-hour dancer, not doing the full 36, but it's been awesome so far. That was a super fun crowd. Everyone loved it, energetic. Yeah, it was awesome.
It's such a great event to be at and to be able to do this at. There's so much energy, there's so much going on. Why do you guys feel that this event is important for IU, to have?
I can speak on that. IUDM is a very unique event. It's the second largest student-run organization in the country, and it's very powerful. It raises literally millions of dollars every single year that goes towards amazing research for one of the best children's hospitals in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And just to be part of that in any capacity is just very moving for all of us, myself included. So it's just great that we get to do this every year, and we're just very fortunate that we get to be asked to be part of it. So it's great.
Hi guys, so we are here with Jake from the Entertainment Committee. Hi, how are you?
I'm lovely. How are you?
So lovely. Okay, so why IUDM? Why is it important to you?
IUDM is it's such a great cause, and it does so much good for Riley Hospital. It's just a no-brainer. It's the easiest decision I made in college.
And so there's so many different committees. Why did you choose ETAN?
ETAN, Skeet, coolest cats at the marathon. We by far have the most fun.
That's so great. And just to finish it off, so what year is this for you?
It's my senior year. It's my last one.
Okay, so how are you feeling? What's going through your head?
I'm definitely appreciating it more. It's surreal, but it's a good surreal.
Okay, well, thank you. Hello, everybody. We are back with two incredible girls. I love them. They're on the morale committee. And just As you can see, non-stop bouncing and dancing. How are you guys? How are you feeling?
Feeling great. I think we're officially halfway through the marathon, but I mean, it comes in waves of tiredness and you know, you come back up and.
What's your favorite part about being on the morale committee?
I think the best part is the big support system, and everyone's always so positive and picks you back up when you start to feel a little tired. And there's just a really great energy all across the marathon, so yeah, I love it.
Sure. What about you?
I definitely feel the same. I mean, when you're feeling tired, you always have that person to like come back from like behind you and be like, "Come on, let's go," and it immediately brightens your day. So.
Exactly. And what does IUDM mean to you guys?
For me, I think the biggest thing about IUDM for me is being able to see those Riley kids and seeing like where all of our hard work is going, and finding a cure for certain diseases and getting people the treatment that they need so that they don't have to suffer, and like they can be happy and they can one day dance like us for 36 hours maybe. So.
Yes, definitely.
I feel the same. I mean, to have the Riley kids come through and just be like so excited to see you there is unreal. When they have the run through and stuff and everybody's cheering for them and like the look on their faces is just, it's unbeatable. It's priceless.
I could not agree more. Frankie, Leah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Knowing that there is a hospital out there that doesn't give up on kids is amazing, and the only reason they don't give up on us is because of IU Dance Marathon and all of the other dance marathons put around across this state.
We are so excited for our guest that's with us in studio today. He is quite an inspiration to all of us.
Yes, Teddy Shapiro, a junior here at IU, is a cancer survivor. This morning, Teddy is here to share his brave journey with us and why IUDM is not only important to him, but also to the rest of our IU community. Teddy, hello.
Welcome.
Hi,
to
how
the
you guys
show.
doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh,
of course, we're glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
So we touched on it a little bit, but you have a truly inspiring story. So share a little bit about what you've gone through in the past few years.
Yeah, so my senior year of high school, I was unfortunately diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer, and that was the beginning of my year. It wasn't a great start, but from that I went through 9 months of chemotherapy. I had a pretty large surgery to remove the tumor, and I learned how to walk again, I was immobile for a good amount of time, but from that, a lot of physical therapy and, just will, determination, and I'm where I am today and I couldn't be happier.
I know, look at you. Completely back to normal. That's amazing.
Yeah, and initially you just thought, your doctor said it was joint pain. Mm-hmm. So when you got that final diagnosis, what was going through your
so
mind?
I was actually on a recruiting trip for volleyball when they said it was joint pain or a pull or something. When I went back home and got all the tests and got started looked at, it was kind of a shock to the system for sure to hear that, as a senior in high school, you're thinking you're invincible, but then you get, diagnosed with cancer, you're going to college, you have all these worries, what's going to happen. But, with the community around me, the support I had, I knew I was going to be able to get through it. And luckily, like I said, I'm here today to tell my story.
Mm-hmm. And with events like IUDM, that's a huge example of that support and community that supports other children in that situation. How are you involved with IUDM, and how has it impacted you?
So this is my third year, like Gabby, this is my third year on IUDM, and each year has been more and more incredible. I'm on the marketing committee for the past 2 years, and it is the best committee out there. Last year, I helped put together the video packages for IUDM, like the last video, the Day of Hope video, stuff like that. And this year, I'm on the graphics committee or the graphics subcommittee, doing stuff like Snapchat things, stuff on Twitter, Instagram, just making stuff for the marathon. And the community that IUDM is one big, crazy, dysfunctional family that you cannot get more of. It is something that you always look forward towards, whether it's a meeting or the marathon itself, or one of the multiple events you have with your committee. It's just a great place to be.
Yeah,
for
awesome.
sure. I totally agree. And anyone who goes through something like you have sees life differently, I'm sure now you do. Your past experiences, how has it impacted the way that you see our world today?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely don't take life for granted anymore. I definitely live life to the fullest and as much as I can. There's nothing that I don't see myself doing. If you can put your mind, if you set your mind to it, you can do it. There's really no other way of putting it. You know, it's given me a new lease on life, and I fully plan to use it. It's an amazing thing to have.
So I see you have on one of your Ted Strong bracelets today.
Yeah, I do.
Explain how those got started. What is that all about?
So it's actually like I personally did not start it. My friends at school kind of surprised me with it. I was actually in treatment at the hospital one of our prior to our soccer games, and they said there's this big event happening. I should definitely try and get there. So of course I get there. And when I get there, there's everyone in the stands and all of my teammates and all the opposing players are wearing shirts that say Ted Strong on it.
Awesome.
And they started selling these bracelets, and they, ended up raising probably like $25,000 throughout my senior year for the foundation, and it went straight to pediatric cancer research.
Amazing. That is so cool.
I love that. And it's caught on here.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely brought it here. Kids in my fraternity all wear it, and they all, donate, whether it's to IUDM or Ted Strong. And like I said, I couldn't be more thankful for what they do because the community around me supports me so heavily.
Great.
Now, as a cancer survivor, you have experience obviously going through an incredible hardship. What advice would you give to other students or other children in a similar situation?
You can do it. You definitely can do it. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it because it wasn't, but strength, willpower, community support, things like that are going to help you get through it. The road's not going to be easy, but you can do it. You can get through it because there's a future ahead.
Oh,
definitely.
I love that.
Aww.
Teddy, thank
Amazing.
you
Thanks for
so
having me,
much,
guys.
really, for coming
It was a
on.
lot of fun.
This was so special, and you're so brave, so
Thank you.
inspiring. So
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being willing to share
Yeah.
your story
Of
with
course,
us and
of course.
our viewers as well.
Yeah.
So you'll inspire people out there for sure.
For
Good.
sure. Thank you.
Be sure that you check back each Monday for all of the latest on our campus news, sports, culture, and entertainment. Plus, we have inspiring guests such as Teddy come on and share their stories every week.
Yes, and we are approaching our last few episodes of the season, which is crazy. But there is still time to join our TBBC team. Contact our executive producer, Bryce, at brief@indiana.edu for more information on how to get involved.
Be sure that you follow us on all social media at B-Town B Fast Club.
See you next week, Hoosiers.